What is up, New Beginnings Church? Happy Tuesday morning to you and welcome to this devotional series through the Gospel of Luke. We're in Luke chapter 8 and in verse number 42, there's a great little story. It's actually a sandwich of a story. There's a miracle about to take place. Someone slips in and steals a miracle, and then Jesus performs the original miracle that he was going to. It's really, really cool. This is the middle part. While he is in process of delivering another miracle, it says Jesus was on his way and the crowds almost crushed him. And a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years, but no one could heal her. She came up behind Jesus and touched the edge of his cloak, and immediately her bleeding stopped. "Who touched me?" Jesus asked. When they all denied it, Peter said, "Master, the people are crowding and pressing against you." But Jesus said, No. Someone touched me because power or virtue has gone out from me." And then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling at his feet. In the presence of all the people, she told why she touched him, and now she had been instantly healed. And then Jesus said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace." Unbelievable story. One of my favorite stories. I think it really shows you the nature of audacious faith. A faith that is not passive in nature, but a faith that is aggressive. I think sometimes we can sit back and pray and then hope that God does something, or there is, I'm going to pray that God gives me steps, pray that God gives me action items, pray, and then I'm going to go do everything that I can do. And we talked about this the other day when we talked about faith, but I'm going to do everything I can do, but I'm going to act like what you said is true, and so I'm going to do everything that I can do. And so she does it. She just goes all in. She is convinced. Now there's a great allusion to a throwback of the Old Testament where it says that the Messiah will come like the Son of Righteousness with healing in his wings. And the word wings there and the word tassels is the same word. And every Jewish rabbi wore a prayer shawl with tassels on it. And the tassels had, representation and meaning and symbolism and all that. And so think about this in the Old Testament. It said, hey, the Messiah will come and he will have healing in his wings or in his tassels. And what is she doing? She's saying, I got to get to that guy because I believe he is who he said he is. I believe he can do what he said he can do. And I believe just maybe if I get to him, I'm going to have a healing. And I love Jesus' response. He goes, "Daughter, your faith has made you whole." And in the practicality of things, Jesus does not turn and face her and say, here, be healed or any of that. There is something inside of us that I think God has given us, that idea that faith really is so powerful that it does create healing inside of us even. And so I think that when we fully put our faith in God, we are unlocking something really in the heavens and in the spiritual realm. And so I think just go all in with your faith and have that kind of bold, audacious faith. I'll give you a couple other examples. Funny enough, other New Testament women. There's a woman called the Canaanite woman. Comes to Jesus and says, "Would you please help my daughter?" And then, of course, Jesus at first says, "Sorry, no, not going to happen." And she just keeps pushing and fighting and arguing, believing and knowing that Jesus can heal her. And he goes, wow, this woman has incredible faith. And the other one, of course, is a woman that is found in a parable of Jesus. It's called the parable of the persistent widow. And then, of course, he goes on to tell a parable about this woman who won't give up, who is relentless and audacious in her persistent to get her way with this judge and this story. And he goes, how much more then will your heavenly Father hear those who consistently reach out to him in prayer? And so I want to encourage you, be like the Canaanite woman and go fight for what you're believing for. Be like this woman. Go do everything that you can do to get close to Jesus. And then, of course, be like that persistent widow, meaning don't quit. Be tenacious in your consistency of saying, God, I'm believing for your best in my life. Incredible story today. I hope that blesses you. Church, I love you, and I will see you tomorrow.